Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. My name is Brian from Brian and Eyad, and Eyad is currently on the West Coast attending TwitchCon. He's hanging out with some relatives, some family, and yeah, he's checking out Disneyland and Universal Hollywood out there. He's getting a much-deserved break. Um, those of you that asked about how we fared with Hurricane Ian, we're all good. We had no house damage, no flooding, no even Wi-Fi or power loss, which is kind of odd because we usually lose all that in much lesser storms. So we definitely lucked out. Our thoughts are definitely with those more affected by the hurricane, especially in Fort Myers. So we're hoping for a quick recovery there. But thankfully, we lucked out, thankfully. And we're on the hills of Claremont here, so we don't really have to worry about flooding too much. It's just the Wi-Fi and the power, etc. But the winds were really strong, and it was a little touch and go there for a minute. I thought there'd be some damage to the house, but nothing. So we're thankful. We're grateful to that. That's all to say, guys. It is October, and I'm so looking forward. I'm so happy about making this video. I'm so looking forward to this month. Not only is it my birthday month, but October 14th, we're just a couple days away from Halloween Ends debuting in the theaters and on the Peacock Network. It's the final showdown between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone nowadays that does not know who Laurie Strode, who Michael Myers is. And it's so cool, like that's so mainstream. Like it's so cool that even if you're not into horror, you kind of know who these characters are, and that's awesome. I mean, Michael Myers will go down as one of the the best villains in horror history, and I dare say cinematic history. And I also think this feud, Laurie Strode, Michael Myers, is just classic. And for all the silly moments it's had throughout the years, but there's no denying this is a big feud in cinematic history. I mean, it's akin and tantamount to Optimus Prime versus Megatron, right? Cobra Commander versus Godzilla versus King Kong. Who else? Nancy versus Freddy Krueger. Sidney Prescott versus Ghostface. Tina versus Jason Voorhees, the telekinetic girl versus Jason Voorhees, Ripley versus the aliens, and just so many other feuds, and just characters in history. These two definitely stand out. Last we spoke, Eyad and I reviewed the trailer, and then the next video I talked about some rumors that may or may not be happening with the movie. And then between then and now, this video, there's been some awesome stills that have come out from the movie, and I'll post them here if I can. Really, really, really creepy. Got that Halloween atmosphere down pat. And also a trailer and some teasers, TV spots debuted. But yeah, so today I want to go over the final trailer. I have some thoughts. I saw a little bit of it, but I'm watching it for the whole. I'm watching the whole trailer for the first time today, so I have some thoughts already, and then I'm gonna have some post thoughts about the trailer, some new thoughts about it. But yeah, by all means, the marketing is in full swing for this. You're seeing it everywhere. Jamie Lee Curtis is posting some rather emotional kind of videos on social media, and all signs point to this being the last time we see Laurie Strode on screen battling Michael Myers, the final girl, the end of the saga. Now, if you follow WWE and Vince McMahon, he always said, and this is really true in life in general, never say never. I mean, will we possibly see Laurie Strode take up Jamie Lee Curtis take up the character again? Maybe. We never know. I mean, she might come back to direct. She might come back as a voice cameo or maybe a physical cameo. Who knows? But all signs are pointing like 98, 99%. This is the last time we're going to see Laurie Strode on the screen. I mean, they've been battling. These characters have been battling for 44 years. So, going by what she's saying this time, I know she was, convinced to come back for H2O 20 years later. She was convinced to come back for Resurrection, that abomination, as long as her character would be killed off. And then she came back for this trilogy, the Blumhouse trilogy in 2018. She really liked the arc of the character. and what she was going through. So she came back. But yeah, they've been battling for 44 years. All signs point to this being the last time. And what an awesome treat it is to see it on the big screen. And, Halloween franchise is the best. There are some great ones out there, but Halloween just takes the cake. So without further ado, we're going to watch the final trailer together, and then let's talk about it, okay? So let's do this. Here we go.
It's been 4 years since Michael Myers vanished without a trace.
Hello?
Ooh.
I was certain that I saw him watching me.
You pretend like you moved on, but you're actually just obsessed with death.
What are you gonna do when Michael comes back for you? Because he is coming.
But this time, something feels different. He's more dangerous. He killed my daughter. But tonight, I will kill him. Come and get me. Maybe the only way he can die is if I die too. It all ends now. You came here to kill me, so do it.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So some immediate thoughts. Like I feel okay. So I feel like the Halloween atmosphere is down. Like they have it down pat. I personally, in Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, I felt they got the Halloween vibe down. But this one seems to really, really have the Halloween atmosphere. I think the most Halloween atmosphere I think I've seen since Halloween 4. Now, if you're a Halloween fan, the opening to Halloween 4 was like perfect midtown, small town, fall feeling, and they got that atmosphere right. So this really feels like they're going for that atmosphere. I love it, love it, love it. They did, in my opinion, show a lot, but at this point, I'm mere like a week and a half away from Halloween Ends. I really don't give a shit. Now, if I saw this trailer back in May, June, even July, I think I'd be more pissed at it because it gives me more time to think about it and like really dissect it. But now it's just balls to the walls. It's about to come out. I don't care. Just let's get this over with. I want to go to the theater and see this. They made that mistake in Halloween Kills. They showed a lot, man. Now, Halloween Kills was a roller coaster of death. I loved it, except for that hospital scene, which they could have taken out or made just like a minute or two long. But yeah, that was death and destruction. I'm hoping this movie has death. Obviously, it's a horror movie, but I'm hoping it's not as like just slash everyone on the screen and just kill everyone. Halloween Kills was intense, man. A lot of death in it. And I'm just interested to see how this plans out. There seems to be a little bit more stalking in it, a la like 1 and maybe even 2. So I'm glad to see that aspect back. I'm not going to lie. I took some notes. So I might be referring to this because, man, this is Halloween and I'm loving that I'm making this video. And, this is one of the last times Laurie Strode's going to be on screen. So I want to have some stuff down. Okay, so one of the big things that came out between my last video and this video is that there's this talk of a character, Corey, which I still don't know from the trailer who's Corey, but I could surmise they're saying like he's, and this is minor, maybe a major spoiler alert. So if you're not into that, skip. Um, but there's supposed to be a copycat killer on the loose. So I don't know what Jamie Lee Curtis was talking about in terms of this movie that's going to piss everyone off. I'm assuming now based on this copycat, and it looks like, and there was the guy in the trailer, the character in the trailer going through the sewage tunnels, which was giving me total Halloween 5, the beginning vibes when Michael Myers was incapacitated from Halloween 4, and some homeless guy was taking care of him for the year from Halloween 4 to 5. It reminded me of that, although it doesn't look like we're getting hobo Michael Myers like a la Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. But it did give me those feel, because I guess, you know, this is 4 years later. How Michael Myers is kind of like, you know, being self-sufficient and is on his own. So it kind of gave me those vibes. But I'm more interested to know, like, if this is a copycat, right? Or if this is like, there's two Michael Myers on the, first of all, two Michael Myers on the loose gave me fucking Halloween Resurrection vibes with Busta Rhymes. Which was just like worst scene in Halloween history. Michael Myers would never, it was just too stupid. And Michael Myers walked away from him instead of killing him. I really doubt that kind of situation is going to happen in this one, and it's going to be like comedic, like they played it off in Resurrection. But maybe this is what Jamie Lee Curtis was talking about. I'm hopeful it's not, where like maybe the copycat killer is more present throughout the movie than Michael Myers. But I will, if that's the case, I do give him credit for trying something new. I mean, after all these movies, it's kind of hard to do something new, and you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you stick to like old school stuff, people are like, oh, why didn't you try something new? And if you do try something new, people are like, how come you didn't stick to like canon and all that shit? So I'm hopeful that this is going to play out well. But I'm interested to know, like, if Michael Myers in that scene, if that's the copycat version of Michael Myers in that sewage scene meeting Michael Myers, how does that conversation work? How does he sort of like pin this on this character Corey? How does he pass the baton to this copycat Michael Myers? Like, obviously he doesn't talk, right? Will he talk? Is that the thing that pisses us off, Jamie Lee? Or, you know, how does that happen? Does he just hand the knife to the guy and it's just assumed that he'll take on the role? I don't know. Is this guy already coming to Michael Myers obsessed with Michael Myers? I don't even know. So I don't know any of that. I'm looking forward to that playing out. A couple of things that stand out too. Everyone's been talking about the radio tower and how it has something to do with Michael Myers. You know, the radio tower that we saw in Halloween Kills briefly in that flashback moment, which was really cool, by the way, to Haddonfield. So, and then we see the radio tower in this, I think, or the radio station, which, by the way, reminded me of LL Cool J in H2O when he was in the he was a security guard in that booth, and Michael Myers came by the window. This radio station scene reminded me just of that. In fact, I told you, you know, the scene where in the sewage reminds me of like Halloween 5, the opening, the big house that Jamie Lee Curtis is in, where I guess either the real or copycat Michael Myers are stalking her. That reminds me of the big house, you know, in Halloween 5. So there was a scene in this trailer. Allison is telling Laurie Strode to get over it, blah, blah, blah. I don't understand how she's still telling Laurie Strode to get over it when Laurie Strode was proven right in Halloween Kills. And not only that, Allison lost her mother and her father on Halloween night. So wouldn't she be like, yeah, let's get this guy? So I don't know why they're still anti like Laurie Strode. Maybe she's just trying to like, she cares for her aunt and she's trying to like, you know, not her aunt, for grandma, and trying to say like, you know, get over it, move on. You can't be obsessed. But I don't know. We'll have to see. We saw Deputy Hawkins in it. I'm hopeful that he became the sheriff after all he sacrificed in Halloween Kills. I don't even know why this town is still celebrating Halloween. And I'm not exactly clear if the house that Laurie Strode is in Haddonfield or not. I don't know. I'm not sure. So I showed you throwbacks to Halloween 5. I saw H2O. I saw her with a security guard. Halloween 1, where she's looking out into, I guess, the second floor of a house and looking out into the garden area. That was similar to Halloween 1, where he was like in the laundry sheets and then he disappeared. So yeah, it was a crazy trailer. I loved it. I'm hopeful that they're going to end it on a great note. So let's talk a little bit about the ending, how we think it's going to end, who we think is going to live and die. Now this is total non-spoilers because I don't know. I have no knowledge. I will admit to reading the script of Halloween Kills before it came out because it was so long away. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me read it. And I hate that I did that. But in terms of this movie, besides what's given to me, I know nothing about it, how it's going to end. I will say, and this is without going into specifics, I just think I'm hopeful for, and might be alone on this, a downer ending. I think sometimes when a movie has a downer ending, that's more realistic because life is like that. Sometimes the bad guys win. Sometimes it doesn't end the way you expect. I referenced Scream 3. If you watch Scream 3 at the end, another spoiler, the fight between Sidney Prescott, right, and Roman at the end. First of all, that was a knockdown, drag-out fight. Sidney Prescott got her ass kicked, which was great to see. I love the character, but it's great to see like a little bit of reality. Sometimes the bad guy wins. And when he went to shoot her and he shot her, I was in the audience like, holy shit, they actually are getting away with this. They're going to kill the main lead, the final girl. They're going to kill her and he's going to walk away with it. Now, we know he didn't end like that, but I was so hopeful that it would end like that. And I love Sidney Prescott and I love Laurie Strode, but I'm hopeful that, not hopeful because that means that, it thinks I'm happy about it. But for this franchise to continue, I think Laurie Strode will die. I think Michael Myers will seemingly die, but somehow, obviously, this character will never die, right? The movie, it's going to go on with Michael Myers. So we know he's not going to die. But in terms of some finality to it, I don't know because, listen to me. So Halloween Kills, that was a roller coaster of death, right? Minus that hospital scene, great movie. I wish the legacy characters didn't like get so easily offed, but it is what it is. Death and destruction, right? So I'm hoping this is not the case, but they did everything in their power to kill Michael Myers and they couldn't. As Laurie Strode said in Halloween Kills, which each year and each kill he transcends. So I'm curious to see, I know she says in this trailer, maybe I need to die for him to die. But I'm curious to see how. Like, is it because Laurie Strode dies, he dies? Or is this some physical way they're going to kill him off, like H2O, with some, at least seemingly at the time, finality with beheading him? Like, how? How does the character Michael Myers from Halloween Kills die? Because it seemed supernatural at the end. I mean, it was supernatural at the end, right? So my question is, if he's such a supernatural entity, why is he hiding out for 4 years? Like, I'm not sure what's going to go on, how they're going to kill him, explain it, or if they're going to kill him. The radio tower thing that everyone seems to be, I was part of a live stream. I immediately left when they started talking about it because now there's some people saying the radio tower has something to do with, Michael Myers and his rage and his killing. And listen, I'm all for it going a supernatural like tendency or route because I love Twin Peaks, and Twin Peaks is like crazy of the crazy in terms of like supernatural and out there things happening. So I'm not against something like that happening here because I think that might be cool if they play it right. I know there's a lot of people upset. I think it was Halloween 2 when Rob Zombie introduced like the white horse at the end or something like that. But I personally enjoyed that. I know it's kind of far off from what the original intended, more based on reality, right? Babysitter killings, which were big. Babysitting was a big thing in the 80s, so it was more realistic. So, but with this, and is this also the part where Jamie Lee Curtis says might piss people off if it's a supernatural type thing? I don't know. I'm so interested to know how it plays out. And another thing, if Jamie Lee dies, will Allison take up the mantle? Will Allison, the character, and also the actress who plays her, take up the mantle after this, as Halloween eventually will enter new territory down the line? I don't know. I feel like if the actress who plays Allison is not committed to do the rest, I say just lose the character, start anew, maybe do a different timeline. I don't know, because when they replaced Danielle Harris for Halloween, what was it, 6 in the beginning? It just didn't have the same feel. It was just, even though I like Halloween 6, yeah, that part was just, I mean, they could have just paid her to have her back. So I'm hoping the character, if they're going that way, the actress who plays Allison continues on in that role, because that would make it really, at least maybe for the first one that they do, and they are going to do ones in the future, as we know. So, regardless, I'm really excited to see how this folds. Eyad is going to join me for, we're going to watch it. The next vlog you see us in, we're going to watch it, and we're going to give you our review of it. Maybe do a little in real life footage of us at the theater and stuff like that. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited that I was able to reintroduce Halloween to Eyad. We were living in different states for 2018 for Halloween Kills. We started in the theater together, and I'm so glad we're going to see Halloween Ends together. He's not super big on horror, but he does love Michael Myers and Halloween. So it's going to be cool to see his reaction to it. So, guys, we appreciate your support. Give us a like, please. And I have 3 questions for you. If you are a really diehard Halloween fan, or even if you're not and you're just being introduced to the series, I have 3 questions for you that I want you to comment down below. First, are you seeing this in the theater, or are you seeing this on the Peacock network? Because it's debuting on both the same day. I'll answer that question right now. I'm going to see it in the theater with Eyad. We're going to go home that night and rewatch it on the Peacock network, and then we're going to film a reaction video and what stood out to us, what we liked and didn't like. Secondly, how do you think Halloween Ends is going to end? Do you think Laurie Strode is going to die? Michael Myers is going to die? Do you think they're both going to die? Will they both live? Will Allison die? Who knows? So answer down below. Personally, for me, and I'm going to answer this question for you, I think Laurie Strode will die, and I think Michael Myers will live. I'm hopeful for that type of ending. Lastly, do you feel going forward that Allison is going to take up the mantle for the series and take the baton from Laurie Strode and Jamie Lee Curtis? Or do you think they're going to go in a whole different direction entirely? So that's my question to you. I feel, like I said before, if they can't get the actress back who played Allison, they should drop the character, because I'm not interested in a different actress playing the same character. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Comment down below. Give us a like. The next time you see us horror-wise, Halloween-wise, we'll be giving you our review of Halloween Ends. So, guys, happy October and happy Halloween. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.